Hello everyone, it's Ginger here and I'm back with another sketch, and it is still windy and it's probably about 3 degrees in the wind, and I'm losing the feeling in my fingers, so I now have my fingerless gloves on, lovingly made by my mother-in-law who knitted one of those, these for me, so they're like dragon scales, they're gorgeous. So this is the view we got. So this is the driveway into Dunkeld House Hotel, and then in the distance you've got the head of the pass of Burnham. So quite a beautiful view, and a yappy dog, but we'll just ignore that. So what we are going to do is we're going to ignore the fence line, which is directly in front of me. I'm just going to refocus this so you can see a bit more. It's the problem with this sunlight, it's pretty bright, and unlike the previous sketch that I did, this one I am going to use pastels for. So I'm just going to very, very faintly mark out my lines and then put pastel down and then probably charcoal pencil back over the top again, just because I really want to kind of accent some of the lines and stuff. So here's my favourite sketchbook. This is Royal Talons watercolour sketchbook, and I don't know, it's this really gorgeous thick paper, about 300 GSM, so it can stand up to me adding water. So we've got this beautiful curve. Look at the curve on the road here. And it kind of curves up, and then not quite down like that, but it does disappear into the distance. This is the line. The nice thing about the roadways here is that they've got white markers, and now these white markers are basically, they're just stones painted white, and the purpose of them is to basically be able to see them at night, so you can see where the road is, because there are no lights at all. Right, so there's that tree line, and you've got this, and you've got another distant tree line coming down. And you've got a spiky tree there, one of this proper estate trees, another one there. And we've got the tree that we actually sketched in earlier. Earlier, yeah. And then as this kind of comes up, this tree line kind of continues, and then you've actually got a closer tree line here. So we're just going to bring that in, and that actually follows the line of this land, because the land comes back down again. We actually have a fence line going all the way along, but we'll worry about that one later. In fact, there's actually a weird tree here in amongst all this. So I'm not drawing, let's make this focus a bit better. We're not drawing these ones, which are the ones closest to me. We're going to focus on this area from here that way, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, let's add some colour. So I've got some water and stuff. I want to make this more autumnal. One of the first things I want to do is get some dark colours in. Go a nice dark brown, which we'll add in. There's this weird tree here, which I completely forgot about, so we'll put that in. I'm just going to layer some of that in. These are more foreground trees here. I'm going to kind of bring this down, I think, like that. And then this one here is also a foreground tree, in the grand scheme of things anyway. And then we've got the grey road. So this is our lovely dark grey. We love working with this one because it's got blue tones, but not too much. So it's kind of like a dark Payne's grey. Like that. I want kind of one of our lighter colours. Let's have a look what we've got going on here. Is this a lighter colour? Might be more of a No, it's a darker colour, never mind. We can add some green and yellows into that, I think, just to lighten that slightly. You can see I'm already rubbing it. Let's see. And then you've got this grass fence line, which is a bit deader than everywhere else because it's just kind of where it's left to go. And it goes along there. And then this is just a kind of neutral brown green. And we're going to add some golds into this. And some greens if we can find it. There it is. I didn't add many greens to this pot today. I didn't want to. So it's not a particularly strong green, but that's kind of what it's like at this time of year. That was a weird noise. So that's kind of what it looks like. So digging out water, hopefully not knock it off. Hopefully the wind doesn't knock it off. Right, oh. And hopefully the paper stays. So this is our first bank here. And this is our second bank over here. So this is our darker ones. Along with this tree, which is really... I want to add some red into that tree. Just kind of capture it. And get this road. Add some of the grey into this. Just because I think that will help. Same there. Rinse the brush. I only have tiny. If anyone's curious, I'm using ground allspice from Tesco's pot. It's not secure, so don't get any ideas. Oh, it's running. It does not hold water securely in any way whatsoever. So I have to keep it upright, but actually, in the grand scheme of things, that's fine. I don't mind that. Yeah, this tree's annoying me, but that's fine because I'm going to add some more colour anyway. So that's what we're looking like at the moment. Now we're going to just add water. So you can see there's lots of kind of, there's a lot of autumnal kind of tones in this at the moment, which is what we want. Not looking for anything complicated. You can see there's more green down in this bottom corner. Just going to add some of the brown onto the road. So we're going to let that dry for a minute. Oh, fingers are so stiff. But that's where we're at. Let's see if we can make that lighter. There we go. So that's creating Just creating a nice base to work from. How's it looking? Kind of see when the sunlight hits it how wet and dry it is. Could do with some sky. Thinking maybe this kind of light gold, and then maybe add some light blue over the top, and it should give me quite a nice toned sky. Oh, where's the light blue? There it is. So you can see it's more of a kind of grey colour. There, like that. We'll add some water. No, that's the pencil. Do the paintbrush. There it is. If you're wondering, I've just got like a little pencil case with some pastels in. The thing is with this paper, it grips the pastel, which is great. But what you're looking for is to allow the water to kind of smooth it out, which is a little harder. So now we've got a weird coloured sky and some background trees and some foreground trees and some I don't know what going on. But yeah, it's almost dry, and certainly the trees are dry, which will allow me to start looking at getting some colour in, like this one. Got this beautiful dark red brown here, which I think is going to be perfect for this tree. Like that. Just like that. You can just see the colour on it, it's gorgeous. And we will add some green, just a little bit. We'll just add a little bit of green into that. I'm just going to smooth that in on my finger. I'm getting attacked by leaves. It's great, I'm getting attacked by leaves. And then it's yellower in the distance. So it's more like this. No, not quite like that. That's more like what we've got around this road. Either side of the road. So we'll do that on either side of the road. Just smooth that in a wee bit, which is great. So you start to see all these colours coming out when you see this. This is great. Okay. Oh, bag's fallen over. So this is our lighter brown green that we want to get in. So this is our closer one. You can see now that it's starting to dry, you can start to see the colour and tones coming through, which is great. I'll get some red, some of this darker red in to this tree line here as well. And also the same here. Bag is so determined to fall over today. Ah, there's a yellow. That's a decent yellow. Right, we'll get that in. You can see that. And there's bits of it in this field, but not as much. Like patches of it. Also patches on these trees as well. Just having some fun. Just getting little bits of it down here and there. Right, let's get our green. See that really come through. Yeah, you can start to see all the colours coming through now. One thing I didn't bring with me was any fixative, which is not going to be fun later. I'll have to deal with that later. I'm going to get some of this darker colour back into these distant trees. So I'll add some grey and then we'll add some brown back in. In fact, I might just wash these out. They'll dry lighter, so I'm not too worried. But I just want to capture the shapes, because there's so many pine trees here. All these Douglas firs. There we go. Right, that will dry in a second, which is great. Dry faster. Fingers, like, can't feel them. That's better. Right, we want more of a kind of neutral brown, just to do this fence line. Oh no, it needs something darker. Where? Oh yeah, that's better. They kind of almost look like they lean away from you. Kind of like that. Yeah. There's a fence on this side, which we'll bring in. Like that. Could do with adding just a little lighter bit to each one. There's like a muddy bit down the middle, which almost makes it look like a track road. It isn't, it is a tarmac road, but it does almost look like a track road because of the mud that's kind of in there. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Quite like how that looks, actually. Kind of almost foreboding. We have one more lighter colour to do. This is our lightest light. I don't want to add too much of this, but just enough to show kind of where the sunlight's hitting. Because it is kind of hitting in weird places, which isn't really a surprise. But it'll make more sense now like that. I really want to get these little stones in. They're just... I know they're there from years of experience, but they do matter unbelievably. Like that. And then between each of these we've got these lines, which are the wire lines. We'll just do that. There. What do we think? Brief sketch, nothing crazy. I want to add some detail in with the charcoal pencil. I'm also going to take my paintbrush out and let that dry so I don't put it away wet. Oh, it's so windy, people! Why am I doing this to myself? I am so cold. I literally can't feel. You can see how purple my fingers have gone, ignoring the pastel. But yeah, look, cold. Welcome to Scotland, where I have no idea anymore. Right, let's. Oh yeah, and now the crows are laughing at me. Great, thanks crows. Love you too. I love this background colour. Look at the way the dark Payne's grey has just added such a gorgeous tone to that. It's just cool. So yeah, we're just, just kind of weirdly outlining sections here. That's kind of what I want. And then we've got our road. This is where our dirt track centre is. And there's the other half going that way. I mean, I'm literally holding this at a distance and just pushing. So I'm just kind of marking out where the different areas of light and dark were with the pencil.